Morning, millennials.
Howdy doody. I want to work on my intro.
Good morning, millennials.
I want to work on my intro.
Okay.
I'm not in love with like my thing, you know?
Okay. I like when you sing us in.
But you know, I do have a jewel lung and I can't really sing.
But my sticky shoes.
Unfortunately for the viewers at home, I'm still suffering from a little bit of popcorn lung as a residual of my bad decision making over the weekend with my jewel.
But it's not your lung that's suffering. You maybe have popcorn throat.
I just feel like it's all connected, you know?
Yeah. Maybe you're just eating too much popcorn. I like mine. This is my charade.
Wait, we have to just talk about your shirt.
We do. So I don't know if the viewers
you
at
have it
home can
made?
see. It was my secret Santa present from Zach's brother.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute? And
Yeah.
he got me a Greatest Showman coffee table book that has all these behind-the-scenes secrets about Greatest Showman, and it was just so nice. And he also got me a Greatest Showman poster that has like a really depressing quote on it that you would think would be inspirational. It says, "All the shine of 1,000 spotlights will never be enough for me."
Shade.
Like, that song is so good, but what people don't realize is that it has like a horrible message. Like, anyone who dances to that at their wedding, like, it's a song about divorce, adultery, and never being happy enough with what you have. A man's station is only limited by his imagination.
Can't relate.
To what?
The song.
No, exactly.
Can't relate.
So I declined the poster.
But back to your shirt.
My shirt is a quote tweet from someone who asked Mason Ramsey, "How's your girl and how's your family?" And he replied, "If they were any better, it'd be illegal."
So funny.
Yeah.
What a great tweet. Like, you know he didn't write it.
No.
A
but
genius marketing guru.
he has genius social media gurus
He does.
on his payroll.
I'm feeling very throaty today. Like, I'm very, like The Grudge.
Like sticky shoes.
Can you do that?
Well, that's pleasant.
Can you do that? It's not as strong. Did you ever see the movie The Grudge?
No.
When me and Margaret were younger, we saw it, and it was like the only scary movie we ever saw. And the thing, like the monster in The Grudge is like, that's like his thing. And I used to do it like when Margaret was asleep and scare her.
Oh, that's nice.
I was such a nice sister.
Real nice.
Speaking of spending time with my sisters, I did make it to SoulCycle yesterday, and I am paying the price heavily today.
You are? Are you sore?
I'm only sore.
In your booty.
Not in my booty. Like, I was trying to explain to Ben where I'm sore, because, like, it's not my vagina, but it's not my butt. It's like, if I were a man, it would be my gooch.
Yes, no, that's where it hits you.
It's my
that's
ABC.
When you tap it back, that's where you keep getting stabbed.
But I don't tap it back because of the sensitivity. It's like, that's my problem with SoulCycle, is like, I could really keep up if I was sitting the whole time, but the sitting is what hurts. It's almost like they do it on purpose so you stand and like get more core engaged. But it hurts so bad. I literally slept with a heating pad like up my ass.
Also, I think that area is actually called the steen.
Is it?
Yeah,
The female gooch?
You know that steen actually means like the gooch when you look it up in Urban Dictionary.
Okay, but what is the female gooch called? I mean, there is no female gooch.
It's where your vagina and your butt meet.
Yeah, but like, where is that?
Where cracks align.
Who decides?
Two cracks diverged in a
redwood.
in a path.
Oh my God, that is so funny. We're just being so like gross today.
Yeah. And but we also learned that steen in Hebrew means to drink or be drunk.
So appropriate. Like, I've never heard something that made more sense in my life.
No.
Jackie gave me a lipstick today, and I'm just feeling like Jackie O.
I mean, this isn't really my signature color, but I'm thoroughly enjoying.
I did say yesterday that I was being heavily influenced by my sister Jackie. Or was that the day before yesterday?
Yesterday.
Wow, what
you
a
went
long
to
day.
SoulCycle. So overall, what were your thoughts? Overall, what were your thoughts? I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
My thoughts were this. I really have the same thoughts as I did before. It's like, SoulCycle is too heavily dependent. Like, me having a good time and getting the best possible workout is too heavily reliant on the music tastes of someone else. Mm-hmm. And this was Musical Mondays, and it was good, but there was a lot of songs I didn't know, and like, I wasn't feeling inspired during the songs that I didn't know. And that sucks.
Yeah. I would say usually, I mean, you can't have the exact same taste as everyone, but like, Nicholas is pretty steamy most of the time.
Yeah.
But he's also like way more of a theater person than we are, so we get some songs that I've never heard. But usually, like, all the songs are so steamy, like Greatest Showman, Dear Evan Hansen, Hairspray, etc. Even Mamma Mia, because I like the music. And then one or two aren't, but I need those songs to breathe. But there were a few that we weren't familiar with.
We did request songs in advance, and he played both of them. And I just have to say, like, my requests were so well received by the group and really brought me to life. Like, we started with The Wizard and I was like singing the Ariana Grande version in my head, and like that really like. I was like, wow, I'm gonna work out every day. And then by the end, I literally thought I was gonna die and throw up and I couldn't get off the bike. That's the thing. It's like all the prep and everyone there is like so cool. Like we've been here before. We know how to get our shoes in.
No, but that class is actually really toasty.
Yeah. Oh, I saw Toaster in the Wild.
I think like 75% of the class like watches right now.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
class.
I hope I did a good job. I was like feeling embarrassed. Do you know what I mean?
But you
I had a
shouldn't
good
have
chair. Like I didn't want to be near people and I wanted to see the mirror, obviously. But it's just, it's a mental game, that Soul Cycle, you know?
It is. You got to get in the game.
And
you
there's
got
a
to
hierarchy
get your head in the game.
with girls who sit in the front row and wear sports bras, a la Margot Oshry.
Yeah. But I
Those
sit in the
girls
front
are
row
evil.
and I don't wear a sports bra.
Very different.
Yeah.
Those girls are evil.
Yeah, that's snitch.
That's Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
I was Amy Schumer.
That's-
And I had just watched I Feel Pretty, and the whole time I was thinking, like, my seat's gonna fall, I'm gonna hit my head, and my hair's gonna get caught.
But then you're going to have this new outlook on life and you're going to be the head of Lily Leclerc.
But I am Amy Schumer after her head got hit. Maybe I would revert. If I got my head hit,
Start being insecure.
and I would be the old Amy Schumer, be like so insecure and like never leave my house, and like only go out with my two friends. Well, actually, that is what I do anyway. So.
And do your hair from from YouTube tutorials.
The movie is so good.
It's so good.
I watched it just recently, and like I think it's generally regarded as a bad movie, which I find shocking. I don't agree.
I don't agree, and I don't know that it is. It's like only the critics say that it's bad, but who are you critics?
The critics also said The Lobster was a good movie, and that's just. I know that art is interpretive, but that is just an incorrect fact.
A theater critic who can't find joy in the theater.
Okay, P.T. Barnum. Anything else you want to catch up on? Honestly, my whole day yesterday revolved around the Soul Cycle. I had such a pit before. The whole day leading up to it, I'm like, I'm going to feel so good afterwards. And you know what? I didn't even feel good afterwards. I thought I was going to throw up.
I'm sorry.
And we went home for my favorite meal, and I wasn't even excited about it. I had to take it home, and then I was excited about it.
Well, how's Theo? Was he proud of you?
You know, I think he was upset that I left him for so long and like didn't take him with me. But like, oh my God, imagine Theo running around that Soul Cycle class. I would have had such bad anxiety about his like tail getting stuck in one of the wheels.
And it would. But you could have put him on a bike.
He's so cute and precious.
He's
such
so
a
cute.
Jap. Like
he was being such a precious M Jammy of a man yesterday, and we recorded our Patreon episode, which is just taking the world by stormy, Webster, all about our weight loss. Everyone's been so positive, but of course, I have
Really?
to focus on the two negative
Oh my
comments.
God, no! My response has been like literally overwhelmingly negative, and I was in a mood last night where
What
like
have people said to
everyone
you?
was pissing me off, and then some girl ruined The Bachelor for me.
Right.
So I was like done with my DMs last night, and I just had to turn it off. And like I really am above it most of the time, but like last night it was just a night where it got to me because like so many people were DMing me comments because I did an Instagram story. I'm like and like people have been so mean to me that I haven't spoken enough about my weight loss, which really like bitch, I talk about it every day, but I didn't speak enough about it. So great, we did a whole episode dedicated to it. Now I gave the haters what they wanted, and they're like, how can you even say that you had like a weight loss journey? Like you got lap band.
Right, that's what I saw.
And they're like, didn't you get chin surgery? Yeah.
You talk about the chin surgery.
I love my chin surgery.
We talk about the chin surgery every day on the show. So we mentioned it in the episode, but not all.
That wasn't the point. Yes, I did get chin surgery. And I lost 40 pounds. Completely unrelated issues. I couldn't with the world last night.
Right, and it's like so flattering that people assume that you got a lap band.
It's crazy.
But that's just not the case. When would we have had time?
Right, I guess maybe
Isn't that
over
a major surgery?
fall break. I mean, our winter break.
Oh, no, but you lost the weight before winter break.
Right, so I would have had to got the surgery, taken like time off.
Or maybe you got it when you got your chin done because we had a few days off.
Yeah, I think that's when I got it.
I think it's when you got it too.
No, it's just like
and then
such
someone
bullshit.
said, one, how can Jackie claim keto season? And two, Claudia got lap band.
But you did do.
But wait, so what are you insinuating that I did instead of keto season? You don't think I got surgery as well? I mean, I would be insulted if they thought I was that big.
Totally. It was just like, honestly, like.
And then people were saying like the before picture that we posted when we did the before and after, they were like, they were never this thick. That's just a bad picture. I was like, no, actually.
You should see the pictures we didn't post.
That was the picture that I posted to my Instagram after that event.
Yeah, like you thought that was a good photo.
I was just like, decent pic, moving on. So everyone, take a Xanax and calm down.
No,
and if you have an extra Xanax, please give one to me.
I was just like so over humanity yesterday, and I was really thinking about like going on like a crazy rant. But when I see other influencers doing that, I'm like, bitch, just be grateful people care about you. So I guess I'm grateful in a sense that people spend their time writing comments about me. But it was just really annoying. Then some homewrecker ruined The Bachelor for me. After I was like, I finally got into it last night. Like I was liking the episode. I was like, you know what, I could do this every week. And now I'm not going to do it anymore because I know who wins and I'm just not interested. And I won't spoil it because I'm not a fucking bitch. But to go out of your way to just DM me, like you are an evil person. Like on the inside, you're a bad person.
Agreed. We'll recap The Bachelor in a little bit. But I think before that, are you ready for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast?
Sure.
Sure. Honestly, some pretty decent stories. First story, the Recording Academy says leaked list of winners is fake.
I saw.
Music lovers and Steens everywhere, because it was put in our group chat, were stunned to learn a music chart dated Twitter account published a so-called list of Grammy winners from the yet-to-be-held ceremony. On Monday, Main Pop Data, which describes itself as a source for music news, released a lengthy list of winners for the upcoming Grammy ceremony. It claimed Cardi B will win Record of the Year for I Like It, as she should. It also named H.E.R. and Lady Gaga as big winners, along with Chloe X, Halle, and the Carters. However, according to E! News, the Recording Academy shut down any chatter claiming the release list is fake. Quote, there is no legitimacy to this. Grammy Awards results are not shared even with the Recording Academy staff members until the day of the Grammy Awards ceremony, when names of the recipients are delivered by Deloitte in sealed envelopes, the organization told the site. The ceremony will be held on February 10th.
Well, here's the thing.
The
thing is that I did see the video. Someone just claimed that the website accidentally put up the winners, like as if it was fact, and they took a video of it. And I kind of don't think that it's real for a million reasons. One is that I really don't think anyone gets the results like until that day. And we're still like a couple weeks out, or 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really soon for them to already have decided and put it like in text form. I really do think that like the day before is when like they actually get tallied.
Yeah, like the website coordinator like doesn't have access to who won
Right.
the Grammys
So people
right
think
now.
it was a hack. Like someone hacked it and just came up with like the most likely results.
Oh, that would be weird. Or maybe
Yeah.
it was the Grammys themselves, like spurning interest in their own show.
Right. Well, now we got to tune in. Except I can't, because I'll be on stage at the Huntington Paramount Theater, I think it's called.
Yeah, it is.
Make sure you're there, February 10th. Tickets available at girlwithnojob.com.
And also, what's H.E.R. for Album of the Year? Who sings that?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look it up because they said they won Album of the Year, not Case Musgraves. So.
Oh, fuck. Well, they said Taylor Swift won Pop Album of the Year, which is very possible.
I mean, very possible. She was up against like Pink and Ariana Grande, right? Okay, H.E.R. Oh, the singer's name is H.E.R. H.E.R. is a compilation album by American singer H.E.R.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's like, what does the word protruding mean? When something protrudes. That's like the least helpful thing.
No, it must have been her debut album. You know, it's named
like
after
Taylor
her.
Swift.
I guess I'll have to become familiar with it if it's the album of the year.
Well, I don't think it's true. I don't think these are real. I think it's just like, it was a hack and like someone's playing a joke.
Hilarious.
I'm not buying it.
Hilarious.
And honestly, like the song, I like it. It's really good.
Is Record of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
The Middle was Record of the Year.
The middle wins for Pop Vocals of the Year in the leaked hack. I think it's between I Like It and The Middle, and you can make the case for either. But I Like It is just so good.
But I feel like I Like It really
cross-genre,
only got
cross-generational.
popular like a couple months ago.
No, it was the song of the summer. In addition to The Middle, The Middle was the song of the winter.
The Middle was the song of the year.
So
the
was I
record
Like
of the
It.
year.
So was I Like It.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And whenever I hear I Like It, all I think of the song is, I don't like it. I love it, love it, love it. Uh-oh. Florida, so underrated. Where's
So-
Florida's Grammy? Florida is playing at Tortuga Festival.
And we're gonna be there.
We're gonna go.
I mean, he had to. It's in Florida, and I think that's like in his contract.
Oh, totally, I forgot.
Yeah.
He's obligated to show up at every single festival that takes place in the great state of Florida.
Every single Floridian festival.
Every single Floridian festival.
Okay, next story. Drama and update in the Fyre Festival scandal. Kendall Jenner and models may have to testify over failed Fyre Festival. Models and social media stars who promoted the scandal-laden Fyre Festival may be forced to testify about the luxury weekend turned scam, according to a new court filing. At least 5 celebrities who created hype around the event, including models Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, and Emily Ratajkowski. Who are the other 2? Like, I want to know.
I saw pictures of some blonde girls.
Elsa Hosk, I think.
I don't know. They all look the same
There
to
were
me.
so many of them, and I just want to know who are the top 5, who the courts consider are the top 5 models.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it literally probably is by numbers, like who got paid the most or who has the most followers.
Perhaps. May be required to answer questions about payment payments they received from disgraced organizer Billy McFarland, according to court papers filed in Manhattan Federal Bankruptcy Court Friday. The subpoenas are linked to an investigation into what happened to the estimated $26 million McFarland spent in the months before the Fyre Festival imploded with massive food, shelter, and security problems. Many of the models were paid to frolic in the Caribbean Ocean for a video promoting the event in spring 2017. In the court papers, trustee Gregory Messer demands to know what happened to the roughly $5.2 million worth of festival cash. So he owes about $26 million. Like, where is it? That's what they're trying to figure out. And it's like, I don't think he put all of that into the festival, but it's like he didn't keep it.
Right, and some stuff showed up, like the stage was, but they never got paid. But yeah, the models got paid.
Yeah.
It's like, no, these poor Bahamian workers didn't, but Kendall Jenner did.
Right. And she's just like, mum's the word on her.
So what are they exactly subpoenaing? Like, what are they trying to get?
Like information, maybe
Confirming that they got paid?
confirming payment, yeah. This is just so shady. And it's mostly shady for their agency. I think they're all with IMG models, who they're the ones who are responsible for vetting all of these opportunities
Right.
and bringing them to the models. So like, they're the ones who should be subpoenaed.
Right, it's like a level of protection.
Yeah,
when you
no, but
have
it's
an
not
agent.
even like, they're not on trial for being bad agents, which is like, that's Kendall Jenner's
It's negligence.
job to do. They're on trial for like, they're the ones who facilitated all the wire payments and this and that and the contracts.
Got it. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like he did steal all this money. Like where did it go?
Right, like Kendall Jenner like doesn't know, the money trail.
Right. Like she has a financial advisor. She doesn't even keep track of her finances. Like someone else does that for her.
Right.
And anytime she wants money, she just calls Chris and Chris calls the financial manager. Remember when Rob asked for like all that cash on a plane?
Yeah.
That was so shady.
Also, what's weird is like if these documentaries were never made, like would this court ruling be proceeding right now?
That's what we said last week. It's weird when like art influences life.
Mm-hmm.
Like the R. Kelly documentary. Would he have been arrested if that documentary hadn't taken like the world by storm that week? I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it.
Me no lo
But then
nido.
it's like, so what? We can't have any justice unless like you have a whole documentary about you.
All right, so it looks like we have to make a documentary about so many things. Where do we begin? Lily Moskovitz,
Oh my God, yes.
Sharpay Evans.
We should make a documentary, honestly, about David Foster.
Wait,
that would
let's
be
do it.
wildly
Oh
interesting.
my God, let's do a Kickstarter. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
When, like,
GoFundMe, Kickstarter,
No,
Indiegogo.
not GoFundMe. GoFundMe's for charity. Kickstarter is like when you raise money for a business.
Both. I think they
No.
all do the same thing.
No, GoFundMe is
and then
strictly
Indiegogo
charity.
are for hipster businesses.
Yeah, that's right. No, like Indiegogo
No,
and Kickstarter.
GoFundMe is not strictly charity because some people, I guess they are.
It's cause driven.
Yeah, it's like, oh, help me with my
So
bake
we would
sale.
do an Indiegogo where it's like we would crowdfund. Is that what it's called? Whatever. And I don't really get how that works. For a documentary.
Yeah,
We would need a documentary filmmaker. I'm sure there's a toaster who's like has a real vision.
there's always a toaster.
And we would do like a R. Kelly 6-part series, and it would be famous couples throughout history who deserve justice. So episode 1 would obviously be David Foster, Yolanda Hadid. Episode 2 would be Belle and Gaston. Episode 3 would be Lily Moskovitz and her brother.
But that was also our idea
Sharpay
for
and
a
Ryan.
Patreon episode. We have to do famous couples throughout history.
Okay.
That could just be like the teaser, and that's what we use to sell to the networks. Like,
Yeah.
here's the.
No, we would be straight to DVD. Like we would just be direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Would like you wanted the DVD.
But we still like need someone to. We need a production company.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we would have to crowdfund online.
Yeah.
And
still
we
have
would
to
call
pitch.
it we would call it the Justice Files.
The Justice
sorry,
League.
the Mackenzie File. The Justice League, yeah.
I wonder if that's taken.
No, I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell. Well, honestly, I don't feel like the models here are in any way responsible. Like, I do think it's shitty that none of them have spoken up or even donated to the cause. But at the end of the day, like, they were just doing their job, and it sucks that nobody like had the foresight to be like, maybe this is a scam, but it's not their fault. They're not responsible for vetting that
The
thoroughly.
legitimacy of like music festivals.
Right, that has a budget of at least $1 million. If you have a budget of $1 million, I think it's the underlying assumption is like, oh, you're legit.
Yeah. If you're paying me, like, but it turns out they're only paying you.
Right.
Next story. Exciting news. Bachelor in Paradise alums Jade and Tanner are expecting baby number 2.
Oh, I saw.
Jade Tolbert and Tanner Tolbert's family is expanding.
By the way, for some of the new toasters, we pose an interesting philosophical question. Jade Roper got married to Tanner Tolbert. Now her married name is Jade Roper Tolbert. Now, do you think it's pronounced Jade Roper Tolbert or Jane Roper Tolbert? Let us know in the comments of the YouTube. channel, feed, whatever it's called.
On Monday, The Bachelor in Paradise alums announced on Instagram that they're expecting their second child together. Quote, baby number 2 is adding to our crew. We are overjoyed. Our bundle of love will be joining us in August. We've been dreaming of you for a while now, and you're already loved beyond imaginable. Sweet baby. Yeah, I noticed that typo when I read her caption, but it's fine. She's so cute.
She's so cute, and they make cute babies, and I feel like they have a happy, full life, even though, did you watch their home tour?
No.
Okay, well, they bought a mansion in wherever Kansas. And it was like they took forever to make it. It was totally customized. Every piece of furniture was customized. But it's like the cost of living in Kansas is so much less than like if that house was in New York, it would be a $10 million house. And just the cost of real estate. So I think like ended up being like a $2 million house. And it was so nice.
No, and they were living the dream.
Lap of luxury. They had a
and
lake
that's what
on their property.
Always wants to do in their life. It's like, let's go get some cheap land, build a mansion, we'll be kings.
Yeah.
They were truly the kings of Kansas.
The second they finally finished that house, they decided to move to LA.
Right.
So now the house is either for sale or already sold. I want to buy it.
Now they'll get a condo in Marina Del Rey for the price of their house.
Yeah, they're living next to Sheena. No, their house was just like so glam, so HGTV, like you know that they just take good care of their home and like all the cleaning products like are organic and shit, you know?
Yeah, and they're like local celebrities. They'll never have to, they were living the dream.
Totally.
But maybe the message is like the dream's not what it's chalked up to be. Like being the king of Kansas, like I'd rather be a nobody in LA.
Really? Oh my God, I totally disagree.
No, but they were living proof. Like they were the kings of Kansas, and now they're choosing to not be. So maybe it's not everything we think it would be.
What would you take, the king of Kansas?
My king of Kansas in a heartbeat.
Big fish, small pond, every time.
Yeah. What about big fish, big pond?
Oh my God, I mean, that's just an unrealistic goal to set.
Yeah.
Like that's like saying I want to be a big fish in New York.
Okay, what about medium fish, big pond? It's not small, not big, medium. It's like no one else is going to eat you.
So it's just like an average life.
No one else is going to eat you, but you're not eating anyone
else.
else.
I still want to be the king of Kansas.
Same.
I've been watching Heart of
Dixie.
Dixie.
Because I would say they're medium fish, big pond now, because they are, celebrities. We are talking about them in the Fast Five.
Yeah. I just wonder what they're going to move into, like a house, an apartment. Now I need a tour.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll give you one.
Yeah.
It will just take 2 years.
By the way, have you ever used Brandless?
No, but I've heard such good things.
I just started using it because I just started working with the toast, and honestly, it has changed my life. As an online shopper, you know me, like I have an app for everything. I can't stop purchasing items, especially for my home because I'm a homemaker. Now that I've been home off tour for about a month, I have decided to become Mrs. Fields. Who's the homemaker?
Martha Stewart, Betty Crocker.
Betty Crocker, yeah, except I don't really bake.
Mrs. Fields makes cookies.
But so Brandless I started to use when it comes to choosing a product that's better than the rest, just one label matters, and it's Brandless. Brandless believes in making better products for more affordable and accessible prices to everyone. Why sift through hundreds of brands at big box stores only to pay a premium for disappointing quality? So Brandless has more options that you care about. They cut out the middleman and they just deliver to you just what matters. So our listeners can get $10 off your first order of $50 or more and free shipping at Brandless. Go to brandless.com, code TOAST to start saving on high quality products. Don't wait a second longer, toasters. Go on brandless.com, enter code TOAST to get $10 off your first orders of $50 and free shipping. Start enjoying high quality products you deserve. Today.
Ooh, I'm so down.
I just like every time I get home.
I need high quality products, and honestly, I'm someone who's like so duped by brands.
Yeah.
So
every time I get home, there's like literally 6 boxes in my hallway, and it's actually embarrassing.
Yeah, and like it's heavy.
I was gonna say unloading boxes is like so much work. I literally start sweating because now I'm like a clean freak, so I've got to like dust up all the debris. What was the other word? Shrapnel. And then also,
you don't have to.
You got to deconstruct the boxes and put it in the garbage room. That's like my least favorite part.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I don't do it.
I don't do that.
I'm waiting to get yelled at from my building about like the recycling of it all.
Oh, I recycle, but I just put the boxes upright. Someone will use them again.
How do you even recycle? Honestly, I
There's
don't know.
just a recycling bin. Like
and you put what in there?
The boxes, recyclable materials.
What's like no, but you're supposed to do bottles and cans.
Papers, bottles, yeah, cans.
So,
just like anything like food stuff would be garbage.
Okay.
You know?
Seems like everything is recyclable.
No, not food.
Maybe I'll start separating. That's a good resolution.
That is a good resolution.
And now it makes sense. Under my sink, there's 2 garbage cans. I guess one is for, okay, so like glass bottles, is that recyclable?
Mm-hmm.
Aluminum cans, water bottles, plastic bottles. What else?
Like paper bags from the store.
Paper plates?
Paper.
What if it's used?
I think no.
No, I think no too.
Yeah.
And actually, no, paper's not recyclable.
Yeah, it is.
Because paper is the plastic alternative.
Papers, like sheets of paper, like you put them in the recycling bin.
You do?
Yeah. I would always put them in the library after I finished a big
Oh,
essay
yeah.
and I got it back.
Recycle.
Trash. Okay, I'm gonna work on it.
Okay, now for two stories that are really more, crime, business, tech news.
Crime business?
Crime.
The business of crime.
I was reading the paper yesterday,
Which one?
the New York Post.
Okay.
And I came across, it was the cover story, so I didn't really come across
So you
it.
just grazed, you walked by a newsstand, essentially.
Right, but I read the story and it's crazy, and
Okay,
I was
go.
just like, the toasters are going to be
I don't think I
shook
know
the
it.
hell up. No, you don't. Doctors said brain dead man was my brother. He wasn't.
What?
They were switched at death. A horrific hospital mix-up left a Brooklyn woman grieving for 9 days at the bedside of a brain-damaged man who doctors insisted was her brother, but who was actually a stranger with the same name, a new lawsuit charges.
But didn't she see his face?
But only, I'm going to read the whole story because I had all these questions. But only after she gave consent to have her brother taken off of life support at St. Barnabas Hospital did Sherelle Powell learn this shocking truth. Her real sibling was in jail, and she had just sent a stranger to his death, her Bronx Supreme Court lawsuit says. Quote, I nearly fainted because I killed somebody that I didn't even know.
Right.
I gave consent, said Powell, 48 of Crown Heights. I was like, where's my brother? What is going on? I was devastated. The saga began July 15th when Freddie Clarence Williams, 40, was admitted to the Bronx hospital unconscious from an apparent drug overdose, according to Powell's lawsuit. Williams had his social security card on him, and it identified him by that name, the court papers say. But the hospital phoned Powell anyway, telling her that her brother, Frederick Williams, who was also 40 but has no middle name, had been admitted and was near death. She rushed to his bedside.
Holy
Quote,
shit.
He had tubes in his mouth, a neck brace, she told the Post. He was a little swollen, but he resembled my brother so much. He couldn't speak from the time they brought him in the hospital. They just assumed it was my brother. After 2 days of tests, St. Barnabas doctors told her that her brother was brain dead, she said. Quote, that's my baby brother, so it was really hurtful. I was worried, hurt, crying, screaming, calling everybody. It was a horrible feeling. With no cause to hope for his recovery, she contacted relatives down south, telling them to come and say their goodbyes.
Oh my God.
Powell acknowledged that the first time her sister saw the ailing man in the hospital, she questioned whether he was her sibling. She walked into the room and said, that is not my brother. I said, what do you mean? The guy was much bigger, she explained, but he appeared swollen and, quote, the eyebrows, the nose, the structure, it looked like our brother. My sister, she walked up closer and you could see the resemblance and she was like, oh, okay. So he was clearly all messed up,
Right.
Similar features.
And it's like, if it's a brunette white man, like how different can they look?
Yes, but I think they're both black men.
Oh.
So on July 29th, with her uncle and sister at her side, Powell authorized the hospital to withdraw life support from Frederick Williams, the lawsuit says.
horrible.
It was very devastating, she recalled. I was crying. Frederick Williams' death was even harder on his two daughters, Brooklyn and Star.
Real daughters?
The daughters of who they thought died.
Yeah, okay, so not the real daughters.
The teens live in Virginia and Brooklyn and came to the city to say goodbye to their father before he was taken off of life support. She was hysterical. She was holding his hand, kissing him, crying. Only after an autopsy did the medical examiner's office reveal the truth. The dead man was Freddie Clarence Williams.
Oh my God.
Powell said they got a call from a worker at an agency as they were making funeral arrangements. She called us just in time. We would have been burying someone else. Meanwhile, it turned out Powell's actual brother was in jail on a July 1st assault arrest in Lower Manhattan.
But she doesn't know her brother's in jail?
Powell went to Manhattan Supreme Court for her siblings' next hearing a few weeks later just to lay eyes on him. I saw my brother. I couldn't believe it. I was very relieved. She also called him on the phone at Rikers Island. They had quite a conversation about her decision to pull the plug. He was saying, you were going to kill me? I explained to him, once you're brain dead, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Interviewed at Rikers, Powell's brother said he had forgiven his sister for pulling the plug on the man she thought was him. The doctors told her they couldn't do anything. I'm not mad at her. Still, he raged, how could the hospital do something like that? Look what they put my family through. Anyways, obviously they're filing a lawsuit.
Wait, now, do they have side-by-side pictures of the man?
They do not. This
Okay.
is, I think this is the man who's in jail, but no, the deceased man, still no information about him.
I mean, I see this story from two lenses. One, this is the greatest story, and also it's the worst story I ever heard. Like, this woman, she spent 10 days thinking that her brother died. Like, when someone just recently dies, the only thing in the world that you want to happen is for this person to come back, which is literally impossible. But it happened. Like, wow, how amazing. But then also this poor man, where's his family? They didn't get to make the decision. Who is he?
Who is he? Yeah, that's still like not answered. That's really sad. But yeah, it's nice that they have a second chance with their brother.
Right, and then like this brother's in jail and all he hears is your sister killed you.
Right, and now you know, like that's what they would do.
Chucky, that's a fucking crazy story.
Crazy story, and I thought it was...
What was the New York Post headline? I'm sure it was so funny.
Doctors said, I don't know what the cover story was, but it just says doctors said brain dead man was my brother. He wasn't sued.
That's crazy. Oh my God, they're gonna sue the shit. What's the hospital?
St. Barnabas, but then the
What
hospital's
hospital's
saying
that?
they have no claim. We don't feel there's any merit to this claim because they're seeking unspecified damages. I mean,
No, it's just like, honestly, this woman doesn't have the right to sue. The family of the man who died does.
right, but where are they? I don't even know if they found him.
Right. And what happened to the man that landed him in the hospital?
Drug overdose.
Oh.
And he really was truly brain dead, so it seemed like the humane decision, I mean, depending on what you believe.
Right.
But it wasn't like she was just trying to kill her brother.
I mean, let's say this was the situation with us, God forbid a million times, knock on wood, and you were brain dead. And after 10 days, I decided to pull the plug. Then you found out that I pulled the plug on you when you had like no chance of living. Like, would you be angry at me?
No.
I don't think so either.
I'd just be sorry I put you in that position.
Oh, okay. No, I would just be like, no, why should you have to like pay my bills when I'm not waking up?
Yeah.
But it's so much easier said than done, like, you know?
Right, and
I feel like if
it's
this ever did
if someone's
happen-
brain dead, like, yeah, maybe right now there's no hope for them, but you never know what's going to happen with modern medicine. And that
Totally.
leads me to our fifth story.
Oh, wow, I love a good segue.
We will have a cure for cancer within a year.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you
Scientists
did
claim.
this.
You guys, we will have a cure for cancer within a year, scientists claim. A team of Israeli scientists
Hey.
claim they will likely develop a cure for cancer in the next year, the Jerusalem Post reported on Monday.
I love the Jerusalem Post. Do you think
That's
they
where they
drink
got their-
borscht at
and-
Jerusalem Post?
And that's where they got their ears parsed.
Oh my God, totally.
The new treatment is being developed by Accelerated Evolution Biotechnologies under the leadership of CEO Dr. Elon Murad, according to the report. Quote, we believe we will offer in a year's time a complete cure for cancer, said Dan Arador, chairman of the company's board. Quote, our cancer cure will be effective from day one, will last a duration of a few weeks, and will have no or minimal side effects at a much lower cost than most other treatments on the market. The treatment, called Mutato,
They couldn't have come up with a better name.
pronunciation questionable,
Yeah, TBD.
Mutato,
Spell it?
M-U-T-A-T-O,
Mutato.
Mutato.
Or wait, let's think it's Israeli. Mutato.
Yeah. We'll use a combination of cancer-targeting peptides and a toxin that will specifically kill cancer cells. The treatment will eventually be personalized, and a specific cocktail of the drugs will be given to patients based on their type of cancer, Murad told the newspaper.
So this isn't just one type of cancer being cured, it's like all of it.
It's like we found the cure for cancer.
No, I know. Why aren't more people talking about this?
I guess because it hasn't been it's not like released.
Right, it's preliminary.
Yeah, we don't want to necessarily
Like
count
they-
our chickens before they hatch, but the Israelis are a very superstitious bunch. I
Yeah.
don't think they would be saying this if it wasn't legit as hell.
So they said they found the cure and in about a year you'll be able to start using it.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so amazing.
I mean, cancer is what are we going to say? It's
Wait,
not like you cured cancer.
No, it's like now we gotta cure leprosy or some shit.
Right.
Lou Gehrig's.
We need to cure brain deadness.
That's next.
But that is just so wild.
Crazy. And I didn't see this written up anywhere.
No. Except for the New York Post when I was looking for stories, and thank God I went to the actual Post and not page 6, or else I wouldn't have even seen it.
Right. So we did it.
Someone goes, use code TOAST for your cure.
Yeah, it's actually Toast 10.
No, in a year when this comes out, we will try and get you a promo code.
Right, so now, there's a conspiracy theory that cancer has been curable forever.
There's a conspiracy theory by Ben Soffer.
Oh, really?
It's his theory.
No, Jackie, it's like Bush did 9/11. It's like one of those.
No, it's his theory that he heard somewhere, and he's the one disseminating. You would have never heard of it if it weren't for your husband.
No, that's not true.
I haven't heard it from anyone else.
Jackie, when I retweeted this Jerusalem Post article last night, all the comments were like, "We've had it." It's a very well-known, but not legitimate conspiracy theory that we've had the cure to cancer forever. But cancer drugs and cancer treatments generate so much money for insurance companies and the big pharma companies that they've just decided not to release it.
Right, or that people eventually have to die, so they're just letting people die.
Yeah, natural selection, I guess.
No, it's just okay, if they find the cure to every disease and everything, that would be so wonderful. But then the planet will be overpopulated now.
Oh, that is such a selfish theory.
No, I mean I'm saying that's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, I just don't think that the world is that evil. There are people who would let other people die, even though they have the key to life.
Right, and then I'm sure it's like Prince Philip and rich people get the cure.
Yeah. Oh my God, of course. Not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, it's really, even if they've had the cure for a while, it's time that cancer is cured, because it's obviously extremely prevalent. Feels like now more so than ever.
Yeah.
And it's like what polio was. Like,
Right.
we've got to move on from this disease.
Right. Like the humans are evolving, and we've just got to figure it out. Like it's disappointing that before this we hadn't figured it out.
Yeah.
It's like we put a man on the moon
That would be just so crazy if we could say, like,
in our generation.
cancer is cured. And, like, if you got a cancer diagnosis, knock on wood, like, it's not a
It's not a death sentence. I'm telling you.
Even though it's still not, like, necessarily a death sentence, like, there are a lot of treatments, but they're so taxing. You have to be, like, just the right stage of cancerous and et cetera.
Yeah.
Lose your hair.
I just can't believe, like,
Minimal side effects.
I
That's
cured
crazy.
cancer.
Yes, you did.
Essentially.
That would just be so wild. I look forward to being here in a year from now.
Me too. I want to follow up in a year. I'm gonna set an alarm on my phone for next year.
Yeah. Or
Wake
like
me up.
a Google alert. I mean, you'll probably get a lot of shit, but like cancer is cured.
No, like wake me up on January 29th, 2020.
Yeah.
We're saving lives.
We are. We were in a blender and now we're saving lives.
Isn't it amazing? Wait, that's so crazy. It's also just so disappointing that nobody's talking about it.
I know. Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
To spark conversation because, you know, the media, they only want you to talk about certain things that nobody even cares about and then they don't even really harp on Bryan Singer being a predator.
Right. I wonder how accessible it's going to be. Like, is it just a drug that anyone can get, like, a prescription for?
It sounded pretty accessible.
Or remember that guy who, like, had
and
the drug?
lower cost.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. I'll read the quote again.
Because remember that guy who had, like, the cure for AIDS or something, and he made it, like, $1 billion, and then he ended up going to jail for something unrelated?
Yeah, Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
Our cancer cure will be effective from day one, will last a duration of a few weeks, and will have no or minimal side effects at a much lower cost
Wow.
than most other treatments on the market.
Hey.
Mutato.
Mutato. Okay, so much TV was on last night. I literally was in bed from like 7:30 to
A
11.
little positive news today.
I know, it's always just like,
Today was a very positive show because we
it?
had, you know, Switch at Death, which
Oh, yeah,
has a positive,
sort of.
a happy ending.
Double-edged
for
sword.
Happy ending for some people. Mutato.
that's gonna be like an episode of Law and Order.
The Repair Tolberts.
Robert Tolbert,
What else did we talk about?
just positive, happy, bright, shiny lights. That's us. I really feel like the glass is full.
The glass is full today, even
Yeah.
though I feel like shit per usual.
You wanna know why the glass is full actually for me? I've had a new experience, a new feeling that I have never felt in my life. Going on a trip this weekend. I'm not gonna be here Thursday, Friday, or Monday. I'm sorry, guys. My best friend in the world, Anna's getting married.
Oh, but programming update. Thursday, we will have just a podcast episode for you. Friday, #snitch on the toast. And Monday, Darren Karp is hosting with me to break down everything about Andy's baby shower.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
But I'm so excited. She's marrying her high school sweetheart. Like, I know them both very well. It's like, I'm a bridesmaid. Like, it's the first wedding I've been to that I'm a part of that I'm not related to, you know? So I'm just really excited. And it's in Mexico. And for the first time in my life, like, I'm not running around the week of getting clothes. Like, I have a dress for everything. And there's a million. So he is Moroccan and, like, Yemenite, I think. So there's a henna. So you need, like, a special sparkly dress for that. Then there's a Shabbat
Good thing
dinner.
it just came from a sparkle party.
That's what I'm saying. And the dress that from Revolve that never came is what I'm gonna wear. Then I also, there's a Friday night Shabbat dinner. Then there's a Saturday day, like, garden lunch vibe. Then Saturday night, I've made plans to go to Catch in Playa del Carmen because I've been wanting to go to the new Catch and it's right around the hotel. Then Sunday's the wedding. Like, there's just so many different outfits. I'm like, not only do I have a dress for every occasion, I have options.
Wow.
And I've never felt that way before, and I'm feeling like Giselle. This must be what Giselle sounds like. I mean, feels like. But Giselle also has someone to pack for her, and like that's what I need next because I just can't take this on right now.
I feel like she packs for herself though. Like,
No.
yes, she's very hands-on and like aggressive. I feel like she sits on her own suitcase and zips it.
I mean, it wouldn't even help if she sat on it.
And her and her kids sit on it.
Yeah, she has like 6 of her kids sit on it.
And they have
then
the
it
old
helps.
one.
Yeah, the one who kissed Tom on the lips.
And the one who's not her child.
Bridget Moynihan's.
Yeah.
I had heard a rumor that Bridget Moynihan's kid lives with him.
Yeah.
But then also someone told me that wasn't true. I need to stop just believing like things in my DMs as truth because you know what? I got a DM yesterday that Lady Gaga called off her wedding. Now, I don't know if it's true, but someone told it to me.
That's an interesting factoid. That's well interesting, especially given, you know, the Bradley Cooper of it all.
Right, but they were literally at the SAG Awards together not 2 days ago. And I got this DM yesterday.
Did she even have a wedding planned?
No, but I guess like, I mean, I think
feel
that
like
means
she's
call
just
off your engagement.
Engaged to be engaged.
Yeah, that's what celebrities do. They just get engaged for the jewelry.
Yeah, and like the write-up.
Do you see Priyanka and Nick had like another wedding party?
No.
At his dad's something?
They're so out of control, but I'm glad it's really dying down, and now they have to like live with each other and decide like, was it all worth it?
This is the decision you made. Like,
yeah.
this is your bed.
You made your bed, lay in it. Maybe they're comfortable. I hope so because that would be like really sad. There's no way they would break up at this point. They will stay together for at least 5 years. Just
to say that they did.
Because even a 5-year marriage in Hollywood is a success.
Yeah.
And then it will be like heartbreaking, like, oh my God.
Speaking of 5-year marriage, last night on The Bachelor, we got a wrench thrown at us. Not wrench, what's the word?
A wrench.
Oh, sure. The girl who had the first, literally, we're down to half the girls, and I still don't know any of their names. The girl who had the first one-on-one.
Tasha.
Who went bungee jumping. Oh my God, I would have rather died. She was divorced.
11/11, Make-A-Wish. Justice for the girls, justice for the girls, justice for the girls, justice for the girls, justice for the girls.
Streaming show, streaming platform, streaming platform, streaming platform, streaming platform.
Streamy vibes, streamy vibes, streamy vibes, streamy vibes.
No, that fucking date looked like my worst nightmare. And first of all, I was thinking, like, if that was me, I hardcore wouldn't go. And, like, whether that gets me kicked off the show or not, I don't care. If you're gonna dictate how much you love me based on me not wanting to jump off a fucking bridge in a foreign country, like, you're nuts.
No, I would not jump off. And if I was into the guy, like, I would just probably make something up about, like, a traumatic story of why.
No, but on The Bachelor, they would make you overcome it.
No, not about me. Like, someone that I know, like, bungee jumped to their death. Therefore, I will never.
No.
And then it's like, oh.
Someone once told me that they make you write down, like, what you're afraid of, and then they put you on that date.
Right, but she wasn't really afraid of heights.
No, because she went.
It seemed like more of a thing for Colton. She actually seemed like a good partner because she was, like, scared. She wasn't a psychopath who was, like, excited to jump 1,000 feet, but she was, like, more into it than he was.
Yeah, well, she jumped in the worst way because your legs are tied up, so you hang upside down. She went legs first, so she had to kerplop. You're supposed to go head first because that's the way you bungee. But her legs were up, so she went like this, and she went.
I can't.
My worst nightmare.
My worst nightmare. Like, every time they jumped, it's like you're free falling for so long before you poing.
I mean, and like, what are this company's credentials? Like, I would need to see some sort of license.
I don't know. It looked really legit, and like Singapore like has their shit together. You know.
No, I don't care. I would never do it. Like, I don't. Like, I value my life so much.
Oh, I would never do it. But
and I don't test God. You know.
I would never, ever, ever, ever do it. Ever.
Ever. Ever.
Ever. Like, the most craziest thing I'll do is like the giant swing at Camp Toast.
Yeah,
and
that was
that's
fun.
even fucking wild.
Yeah, but that's like literally like 40 feet.
Yeah, that was 1,000 feet.
Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Like, that's like a football field.
I think that's why they did it.
But she was cute. She looked really cute. I liked her outfit. She had a good energy. Like, do I think it's the great love of our lifetime? No. But she'll stick around for a while.
She'll stick around. She'll like crush it in paradise. Like, cute little bod, like cute personality.
Yeah.
Very upbeat, despite having been divorced, and
that was shocking.
That was shocking, and like that can just like really ruin someone's spirit.
Yeah.
But she was very spirited regardless, and I thought that was a good testament to her character.
Yeah. And then the group date after that was which one?
They walked around the Shook.
Oh my God, that looked like the worst date ever.
And Demi was on his back. Honestly, I love Demi.
Me too.
Like,
she lost, like, I was so on her side. She lost me a little bit with the C word. You can't say the word cancer. Like, it's not nice, you know?
Oh my God. I was like, she used the C word?
Even though now we found a cure for it.
Right. No, but that's like a saying. This girl like blew it up so much. And I don't know whether or not this girl was the cancer of the house, but in every season, there is a cancer of the house.
I don't know whether she was a cancer of the house, but in this particular scenario, she couldn't have been more wrong, and she had to go home.
And she had to go home. And I really didn't think Demi's plan was going to work.
Me neither. She got both of them out.
I thought that I thought Courtney was going to go home.
On her own.
Totally, until Demi said something, and it's like now she created drama with Courtney, and now Colton has to suss both out. I thought Demi actually saved her by bringing her up, even Colton didn't even know who she was before that.
Right.
And
I mean, that group date night was actually the most out of control thing I've ever seen in my life. And what's so funny is, like, I feel like the Bachelor producers are now getting a little bit more like Klug because they paint a villain and we all believe them. And they painted Demi as the villain kind of. But then in this scenario, she literally was so rational and she did the right thing. Like, Courtney's sitting there moping around that she hasn't had any time with Colton. And Demi's encouraging her. She's like, just do it. You'll feel so much better. Just get up, go. 30 minutes she sat there telling her, all right, so you're not going to do it. Can I go now?
Right. Also, no, The Bachelor is now, like, the producers, instead of being like villain, saint, it's like there's a fight and it's very ambiguous who's right and who's wrong, much like the pageant girls. And they're trying to, like, make us think a little bit more and take
this
sides.
This one's a little bit more clear cut than the pageant because the pageant, they still haven't told us what exactly happened.
Right, and I guess they never will.
Right, but they settled it in a very mature way.
Right, and they were being such pageant girls about it. Like, first of all, the minute that Kaylin, and by the way, I know that Kaylin in this scenario, like, I think Kaylin is the villain, actually.
I think so, too.
However, I am anti-Hannah B at this point just because of the way she's gone about everything.
And she's being
first of all,
so annoying.
She was the first one to bring it up to Colton and then was upset when Kaylin defended herself and talked shit about Hannah B. But it's like, you wouldn't have even been in her mouth if you didn't mention it to Colton.
Totally, self-inflicted.
self-inflicted. Then she's getting upset that Kaylin got a one-on-one when she already had a one-on-one.
Like,
There
she was disappointed that it wasn't her when literally
there was no chance in hell it was
No.
going to be you. So
And you ruined yours.
You're being delusional. And 3, Kaylin was a bigger person and went up to Hannah B. And the moment she like said, "Hey, can we talk?" It was squashed. Like
Yeah.
I felt like the good vibes. And I know that feeling when you like hate someone so much.
that you just don't care anymore.
No, and then like all they have to do is just one small gesture and it just all goes away all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like it was for them. It's like they couldn't even remember why they didn't like each other.
No, but I
and that
agree
was
with you.
only because Kaylin was the bigger person and said something. So even though I think that
In the
and according
pageant,
to,
whatever
like,
happened, I think was Kaylin's fault.
agreed.
That was the vibe that I got.
But on this show, Kaylin is in the right and Hannah B is in the wrong, and especially after last night, after hearing Kaylin's story, like
And by the way, after Kaylin was the only woman who got Colton to talk about Allie Raisman, even in a circumvented way, he did it. Okay, wait, let's just go chronologically so we don't get all over the place. Group date, the Courtney and the Demi of it all. That fight was so funny. Courtney is out of control. Like
she was being so rude. And watching Demi's face move, like she was trying not to be so shocked by the things that she was saying, but she was so shocked. And Demi says shocking things. So
Yeah.
for her to be shocked was shocking.
I mean, I think literally the most immature thing you can do is like comment on someone else's age, like as like either being like you're so immature, like you're just like an old woman.
They were the same age.
Right, that's the best part. She's like, how old are you again? She really actually didn't know because if she did, she wouldn't have said that. And that's just like the most derogatory thing. Like literally it so doesn't matter how old you are. And I was just like hating Courtney so much. Like she's obviously never seen an episode of The Bachelor in her whole life because she thinks that every girl, every producer, and Colton are there to make sure she gets enough time. It's like, bitch, this is Lord of the Flies. Everyone is for themselves. No man, every man left behind. Like, if you can't get it, that's your problem.
Right.
And so what? Everyone should sit around while she works up the nerve. And wait, she finally works up the nerve to talk to Colton, and it's all about Demi.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So stupid. Then in terms of the other relationships that are brewing on the group date, Hannah G, this was the first time I saw a crack in their relationship because they didn't have anything to talk about.
And let me tell you something.
They just started making out and dry humping, and it's like, okay, now I'm just seeing lust. Like he thinks you're so beautiful, which you are, but maybe there's not that much in common. And now I'm seeing, like, there was a time when he would talk to her or he would see her and there was no one else in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is any other girl gonna penetrate that? Because I really don't think she wins. So someone else came through. And now I'm seeing it. It's like he goes on these dates with other girls. Like he really has like good conversations in Bachelor world.
Right.
And then he sits down with Hannah G. He's giving her as much privacy as he possibly can. And she has nothing to really say other than I'm happy I'm here and I'm nervous and let's make out.
It's obvious that she's watched one too many episodes of The Bachelor because she knows in order to get a rose, like you have to open up about something. But it seems like she's had a very easy life. She's like, it's hard for me to open up.
Right.
And then she's like, I'm so glad I opened up to you about that. It's like she knew she was being so fake in that scene because A, she had nothing to talk about, and B, she wanted there to be a moment like Demi opened up about her mom, like and the divorce and also sexual assault. Like if you open up, like it starts a connection with someone. But she really didn't have anything to open up about, so she was just saying like, it's hard for me.
Right, but also I think she's waiting. If she does have something to open up about, she's waiting for her one-on-one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are they going to talk about then? She's
Yeah.
not going to give it all away now.
Oh, totally.
But
She
it
hasn't
was
had one yet.
Right, and hopefully she has one next week. Like she fucking deserves one.
Yeah.
And he needs to see if there is something between them more than just she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my
But
whole
like
life.
they need a follow up from the first impression rose.
Right.
We need a second impression rose.
I hope it's next week that she gets her one-on-one.
Well, the girl who's never been kissed has the one-on-one because I saw that in the promo.
Yeah,
but
and
they
they're
didn't say
obviously
who
going
else.
to kiss under the sky with fireworks, and I actually love her.
Same, she's fine.
She's such a cutie. And then there's Cassie, who at first I was like, oh, she's just like boilerplate Bachelor contestant. But then when they had a good conversation last night during the group date, and then they played fairy tale music. So she's a real contender.
And also, she cried, which is a very Lauren B move and a very Sean B move.
Yeah, so she got my attention.
She cried because she's like, I'm in love with someone, and he's taking Caitlyn shopping.
She got my attention for sure as someone who is to be taken seriously. And next week they go to a private island together. She has a one-on-one.
Oh, was that her? I thought it was the girl who's never been kissed.
No, the girl who's never been kissed has a one-on-one.
Oh, so that's
it's
it.
two
Hannah
separate
G
dates.
doesn't have a...
That's so unfair.
That's so unfair.
But regardless, they go to a private island, which is, where Brad took Emily Maynard on a private island where they fell in love, and it was just beautiful.
Well,
so I
he
think
fell in love.
if you're going to a private island, like, you're a front runner.
Yeah, if you get a private jet, you're also a front runner.
Right. If you're bungee jumping, you're a fun contestant.
Yeah, you're a Bachelor in Paradise material.
Right.
But if you get a private jet, you're Bachelorette material.
And if your first date, I don't think anyone who's ever gotten the first date has won. Maybe one person.
It's not fair. It's like...
But it's like, if I went on The Bachelor, that's what I would want. I would want the first date because then unless you totally fucking botch it, it gets you pretty much to Final Four, assuming you're just like normal and consistent.
Who had the first date?
Hannah B. But
no.
she's not normal and consistent. And then apparently next week, what is she doing? I can't remember.
She was really annoying me.
She was really annoying
When at first
me.
I was kind of on her side because she seemed like she really was wronged at whatever happened at the pageant.
No, she's really annoying me. She has got to go. She's not cut out for the show. And I just assumed that she was decent, but now she's just fucking annoying. And I understand she's like goofy and her facial expressions are like funny, but it's not translating for television.
And then Kaylin's date, what did they do? Oh, they went shopping before. And the last person who got that shopping date was Becca Kufrin. Ari took her shopping for all that stuff, so maybe homegirl gets the final rose and then it gets taken away from her too. That all the dresses, I'm sorry, were so fucking heinous. Like, I wasn't jealous at all.
I liked some of them.
I wasn't jealous at all.
I wasn't jealous at all because it was very Giovanni up in
I
there.
know, and those shoes she pulled out, like, I don't even know if they were real Valentino. They were honestly so ugly, and all the girls were like, ew. Honestly, ugly.
Yeah. It's just, I thought that
It was
like
very
shopping
low
is
budget.
not fun.
That's my idea of the worst date.
Yeah, shopping is exhausting. That's why you shop till you drop. So like, I wouldn't want to do that like as a romantic activity.
No, me neither. And it's also like a lot of work on your legs, and just, I don't care if someone else is footing the bill. That doesn't make the day any less treacherous.
Agree.
And it was like a short date. When she got
Like,
home,
I'll pay you not to be here.
yeah, just like, don't watch me. When she went home, I thought the date was over. I'm like, it's very rare that they go home.
Yeah,
but I
and
guess they wanted to
looked
show
like
off
they
the
just
bags.
staged a date just to piss off the other girls.
Yeah.
And like, it was never a real one-on-one.
But, and I'm not trying to be a bitch, like, did she not wear makeup during the day? She looked so different.
Oh, really?
She definitely wasn't wearing lipstick.
I think she had a day look and a night look, which I appreciate.
Me too. So she got to go home and change,
And
which
it's
is
like-
so fair. It was so unfair.
At a
'cause nobody gets
certain
that.
point in the show, like you have to wear a little less makeup because you don't want to look completely different.
Yeah.
Like I would have to like, for me it would be really hard because I look so different with and without makeup. Like for one of the some things, I would just have to like give a taste of like.
No, but you would have to just like do eyebrows and bronzer.
Yeah, eyebrows, mascara, whatever. Anyways,
Maybe
not their
good
problem.
thing you're engaged.
But like Demi is someone who looks very different without makeup.
Yep, and Elise with her light hair, probably also.
Yeah. Anyways, then the dinner date.
I knew that she, I had seen online, I think they told people just as like a trigger warning that she was going to talk about an experience with sexual assault, but I did not know she was going to like say the story, and honestly, it was the worst story I ever heard, and it's literally an episode of SVU.
It was the worst story I ever heard. I saw the same thing you saw. I didn't read it or anything.
No,
and
me
I had
neither.
heard it maybe in the Toasters group that was her cause during the pageants is sexual assault. So she's really like turned this horrible thing into such a positive. The story was brutal, and she really like didn't mince words. Like she was so like strong when
Direct.
talking about it, and I can't imagine like she couldn't have done any like she couldn't have just been any better or stronger about
More
it. And it was really
poised.
inspiring.
Yeah.
And more poised, and like it really made me really like her and see her differently, and
Same.
and like her even more and take her side even more.
And then when someone like opens up to you about that, like there's really nothing you can say, because like it's just like it's terrible, and what can you say? And obviously Coulson handled it just like a champ, and talking about it. And that's what, by the way, we said on this show, like people think it's so weird that he was a virgin, especially he was in this like high profile relationship with this other, and no, it makes a lot of sense. Like she was a victim of sexual abuse, and he's like, I have my reasons why I'm a
virgin.
I'm virgin, because people who have been sexually assaulted, they don't just jump into bed like everyone else. Like it affects your intimacy. And so I think he addressed that in a way where he didn't directly say Allie's name or like Larry Nassar's name, which like wouldn't have been appropriate. But he did open up being like, like people think I'm weird for being a virgin, but like I was in a relationship for a long time and she wasn't ready. That's very fine and very normal. So he's like the perfect person to have received that information,
Yes.
you know?
I thought he handled it. I was so impressed by the way
Me
that
too.
he handled it.
Same.
And I think that she was too. And it really, I think these two have legs together.
Me too. I don't know if she makes it all the way, because I don't see sparks, you know?
Yeah, but I do see this like common ground that's a great like foundation, and she really can trust him as she should. Like I trust Colton. I don't. Like,
No, me too.
I trust him so much. Like I feel so safe when he's on my TV.
Me too. And that is not how I felt in a very long time. And when it
No,
comes to
like
Bachelor.
when Nick was on my TV, I did not feel safe.
I mean, I felt like there was a home invader, like in my house. Every Monday at 8 o'clock, I was being robbed by a thief in a bearded mask. But when Ben Higgins was on, I felt safe.
Yeah, for sure. So anyways, I thought it was the first time in such a long time where I literally, my eyes were glued to my TV. I wasn't looking at anything else.
Same.
I was paying attention. I don't think they cut or edited any of what she said. Like
No.
I think that whole conversation was as it happened, or at least I hope that it was. And I was so present for it. And I thought they handled it in a very respectful way. They had the ad at the end, you know, for the sexual assault hotline. And
very responsible.
And I just think, and they didn't even talk about how that her cause in the pageant was sexual assault related. So how she turned something so negative into something so positive. And she was like, you know, everyone handles it differently. I, you know, became like a real justice seeker, which I can, you know, we seek justice all the time. So like that, I just had so much respect for her. I don't think she could have handled it any better in her life and in this situation. And I just like kudos to her.
Also, what was I gonna say? Colton is a bad kisser. Because everyone he kisses, it looks so disgusting. When he was kissing Demi, I honestly was gonna throw up.
Oh, really? When he was kissing Hannah G, I was like, this isn't cute. And I thought it was on her part.
No, and so when everyone looks gross kissing him, I'm like, oh, maybe it's him.
Maybe. Ugh, I just love him so much. I'm so, like, and I feel like he's not one of these bachelors where it's like there's one thing he keeps saying over and over. Like Ari was like, I love that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like every conversation's different.
It excites me.
As much as it can be different.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing such a good job, and like, I love him so much. I haven't felt this way in so long.
So we had Courtney and Tracy go home. Tracy has been very quiet since the beginning, and honestly, I won't miss her.
You mean Kristen Doty?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I won't miss her.
And I mean, it was time she went home before she really got arrested by the fashion police.
But it was also
another
really weird.
horrible outfit. Even her Instagram bio is wardrobe stylist. Like, I just wouldn't promote that about you if you're gonna, like, you're a horrible advertisement.
You're a walking representation of your brand.
Right, and it's like bad ads.
I thought it was weird that they did send Courtney home.
Should send a letter.
Bad week. I did think it was weird that they sent Courtney home because usually, like, if you start a fight with someone, you get at least another episode just to bleed into.
Yeah, and just to find out who's, you know, right and who's wrong.
But so not only did Courtney get in a fight on one episode, she also got sent home the same exact episode, which like never happens. I thought, I'm like, they're for sure just gonna give it to Tracy because she's been quiet. And Demi was like, I mean, I fucking hate Tracy, but she deserves to be here more than Courtney does.
I really like Demi.
Me too.
And I don't know if I feel, you know who she reminds me of a little bit, just in her spirit and the way that she talks? Corinne.
Yes, but she also looks exactly like Olivia Creedy.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking looks. Just like in her I don't give a fuck vibe, in a lot of her interviews, I think that she is drunk and she doesn't care. And she just says whatever comes to her mind. And I appreciate that because everyone who's like, I love this. I'm like,
yeah, so serious.
You know, all the girls who are just like friends with each other, cute, fine. But there definitely are people who are the cancer of the house. And I don't know that it was Courtney, but if it was, like,
and some girls are there just for fun. And that's not being there for the wrong reasons. It's called being on TV.
Yeah, but I don't think Demi is there to be on TV, like, but also I don't think she's there, like, you know, necessarily to be a wife and a mother, but I don't think her intentions are that much different than anyone else's.
No, me neither, but I don't think she's really there, like, for the love of her life.
No.
Okay, let's talk about Vanderpump Rules. Honestly, when The Bachelor was over, I was just, like, so excited to just dive into Vanderpump Rules. It's really my favorite show on TV, and it never disappoints.
No.
So many things happened. We got to see the inside of Tom Tom, and honestly, it looked so good.
Yeah.
Do you think they serve food there?
Yeah, I think they have, like, bites.
It was giving me just, like, cocktail-only vibes.
They never really talked about the menu, so maybe.
Right.
But I feel like they would have, like, bar bites, like maybe, like
chips and
finger
guac.
food.
Yeah. It looked good. That guy who is designing the restaurant is, like, so rude.
So rude.
They're so rude to Tom and Tom. It's, like, so unfair. Like, at the end of the day, like, they're not equal partners, but they're partners. And Lisa really isn't their boss anymore. She's a partner.
And like, it is their name on it. They will be the reason people are coming in. So, like, that's not worth nothing.
No, not at all. And not only that, they did put down money.
Right.
They each put down, like, $100,000.
Yeah.
So I think them being treated like subordinate, like busboys, is not fair.
I
think
agree.
The only person who sees it that way is Ariana. Every time, like, they tell Tom Sandoval, like, reiterate something that Lisa said, like, Ariana's like, well, that's weird. And she's right.
Yeah.
Like, they're rude to her. She's rude to them.
Yeah, she's rude to everyone.
She treats them like children.
Yeah. And it's like, don't just use them. I mean, but then it's like, okay, say you had a bar, like someone's pretty much giving, all you have to do is like pay $50K. You have a bar that's your name, someone's doing all of the work, all you have to do is show up when it's done. It's kind of nice.
Totally.
And the few times you were given a little bit of responsibility and going to Vegas and you stayed out until 4 a.m. and got drunk and then came to the meeting the next day being annoying as fuck.
Totally
Honestly,
true.
I would do the same. Like, in this instance, I'm Team Lisa.
Totally true, totally true. Okay, so not only that, we had
Marina Del Rey.
Sheena's housewarming party, and honestly, I'm sure the apartment's nice, but like, why did she move so far?
I always thought Marina Del Rey was really, I mean, I don't know anything about LA living.
But when Stassi was explaining it to me, and then I realized it's by the airport is like an hour from everything.
But so how does she get to work all the time?
Right, that's what
Even
I'm saying.
if she works once a week, which most of them do, like, that's a long drive once a week.
Yeah, and I can't believe those girls didn't go.
I know.
I mean, they're not really friends with her, and like, it's annoying to go out of the way, but like, you would think they would just have to go for filming.
Right, but they legit don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, and Billy versus Lala, that was crazy. The way she just like followed Lala out of the room and was like, that was nuts.
It was crazy. It's crazy because they used to be so close. Like Katie and Billy Lee
Were
were never
never-
close, so it's not like that shocking of a fight. But like Lala is angry.
Yeah, but so is fucking Billy.
Yeah.
They both have their reasons. No, sorry, I take that back. Lala has her reasons.
Yeah.
Billy's, the thirst is just so out of control.
So out of
And I'm like
control.
annoyed that she's like, it's like her thirst is paying off. Like she's becoming more and more of a main character in the storyline.
Yeah. And it's like what Girls Night In was about was more so full cast members. Like, you know.
That's what they can't say. It's like you weren't, first of all, you were invited, but you weren't included on the poster and blah, 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 because it's for people who, well, are important on the show, not someone who's in the back of the opening titles.
Right. And not to mention, like, the day before you insulted Katie and Kristen, so it's like, even
Right.
if
There were so
maybe-
many reasons why she shouldn't have been tagged. Like the fact that this is all about tagging is so fucking stupid.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. But nothing was resolved there except her and Katie like did kind of resolve. And good for Katie for standing her ground. Like just because someone apologizes doesn't mean you have to forgive them. You know?
Right.
But,
But
was like,
eventually you do.
No, Katie, like I accept your apology, but like leave me alone.
Yeah.
I never
Let's
asked
go back
be-
to how we were
Please
before.
exclude me from this narrative, which I never asked to be a part of.
Right. And that was at the birthday party, but earlier in the day, obviously, the Tom Sandoval, Ariana Lala of it all.
Oh, right. Oh my God, that was so crazy. And honestly, I was like kind of agreeing with Ariana. She was making good points. Like,
I agreed with Ariana wholeheartedly.
and by the way, Lala was being such a good friend. She like straight up lied to Jackson Brittany. She's like, yeah, I'm lying. It's not her business. Like Lala doesn't care. Like, I mean, she does, but I think she knew that Ariana would care more if people are talking about them doing whatever.
No, but it seems as though people knew that Lala has been with girls. No
Right.
one knew that Ariana has been with girls, and that was like that
And it's
was
not Tom
it wasn't
Sandoval's-
that the big news wasn't that Lala and Ariana hooked up. It's that like, oh, Ariana is attracted to girls too.
Right.
So that's not anyone's news to tell other than Ariana.
Ariana's, especially her boyfriend.
And like, it was really nice that she forgave him so
No,
quickly.
but I knew what she was saying. She was like, he doesn't do it maliciously. Sometimes Ben does stuff that is like so stupid. And you know he has like this pure heart. I'm like, but you're so dumb.
But you're so dumb.
But so like, how can you be mad at someone when they have good intentions? They're just stupid.
No, and so I understood completely. Like, I didn't expect her to like forgive him so quickly, especially because she's way harder on things way harder on him
Yeah,
about
about
things
other
that are
things.
way smaller. But it was really sweet that like she just like saw that he was just being like a loser idiot.
Yeah.
But he was being a fucking loser. Like that is just so not cool.
Now I have a question that I was thinking about that nobody brought up. Is it considered cheating? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what I think he was trying to say. Is like I was really annoyed that night,
Right.
Because you cheated on me in front of me,
Right, but it's like not really cheating because it's not, I don't know, like, it is. But I guess he was there, so it's not. Unclear. I just thought
Unclear.
that was like an underlying issue that nobody
Right,
spoke about.
right.
But that's their own private business.
Exactly. Then the boys, when they were smoking the cigars, and they were like, it was like everyone's faces like knew that they like this is not good.
Yeah, but just like don't talk about it because they're not stupid.
Right, and then even James talking about Lala.
By the way, but then he was like, he said that Jax and Lala had sex.
Right.
I kind of feel like they did.
I kind of feel like they didn't.
Okay.
Because they're brief, and it was very brief, like
It was
flirtation.
bad.
It was bad. He was with Brittany. They literally would just flirt at the bar. I think that they did kiss, and everything was pretty much on camera. If something more had happened, it would have been brought up then and there, and
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Okay.
I really don't think that they
it was
did.
just weird that he brought up and Jax got like so defensive.
I think James was saying like, oh, you looked at like to James, it's like, oh, you kissed her, you fucked her, it's all the same thing.
Right.
So he was just saying you looked up with Lala, and I really don't think that they did.
Okay. It's just so weird that Brittany and Lala are such good friends because now that I think about it, remember Lala's first season, like where they had it out in New Orleans, right?
Yeah. No, it was like Mexico. I think
Whatever.
it was Cabo.
Like they had it bad because
When
like Jax
Lala
was,
and her friends took their top off in the
oh,
reservoir.
yeah. And Jax was like very much cunning onto Lala, and Brittany was only being mean to Lala.
Yeah.
I feel like Lala really has come so far. And oh, that's what Billy was like. You think you're better than everyone because you have a rich boyfriend? Yeah.
Yeah.
She is. She told us Martin Scorsese watches Vanderpump Rules. She only flies private. She's friends with Emma Roberts. Like she is better than everyone there. Sorry.
Confirmed.
And everyone else knows it, and they
Right.
treat her as such.
Right. And even without all that, she's an incredible woman.
Oh yeah. No, I fucking love her, and she's looking so good with the brown hair. I'm so here for it.
Right. And I was skeptical, but need not be, because she never makes a bad move.
The conversation about Ariana like not wanting Tanner to have kids like comes up every season, and it's like last night Tom Sandoval was like, yeah, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Then, did you watch The Boys on Watch What Happens Live?
No.
Okay, so a few things that happened. Honestly, it wasn't good. Too many cooks, like 3 people on the couch. It doesn't work, and none of them like could even speak on anything.
Who was the Kourtney Kardashian?
Ooh,
I feel like Tom Schwartz.
maybe Jax.
Oh.
Tom Schwartz actually did a good job. Everyone loves him, and he actually has a really good vocabulary.
Yeah, he's smart.
So he did well. But Tom Sandoval, someone asked that question, like, have you guys like resolved it since then? He says like, watch a show, like it'll resolve itself. Maybe she decides that like she's down. I don't know.
On Twitter, she was like not having it, and I honestly I don't think that they're right for each other. Like, I think he used Ariana as an escape out of a terrible relationship, and she really was into him, but I feel like they just have like different
Like they've grown in separate
values, they have
directions.
different like goals for the future. They just see themselves differently in 10 years, and like not in any bad or good way. I just don't think they're right for each other.
Yeah, I agree. Like I wouldn't be shocked if they broke up.
If they broke up, I mean, Chris and Jody would just have a fucking field day.
No, but now Chris and Ariana are really good friends.
Yeah, it's just so weird how like all these people like have been at their worst with each other, but then at some point have been best friends with each other too. You know?
Yeah.
It's just so
and
weird.
it's really like real. Like they,
Kristen and Stassi?
but like they're all real. Like Ariana and
Stassi.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest part to me.
Yeah.
Like especially because Ariana like doesn't like fuck around. Like she wouldn't do something just for the show. She never really even wanted to be on the show. So for her to to be friends with Kristen, it could only be in a real way, and like they're actually friends.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like just the life cycle of the Vanderpump Rules
And
cast.
but then the outlier, and I think someone who was really only like a show friend is Sheena. And it becomes it's increasingly more clear, and it's weird.
And they talk about it next week, her and Ariana. And
Her and Lala.
oh, was it Lala?
Yeah.
She was just like, they've never treated me equally. Like, finally, we need to have this conversation.
Yeah.
All she wanted was to be a Witches of WeHo, and she got it for a second.
She wants to be Witches of WeHo when they're filming, but then when they're not filming, like she wants to go do her show in Vegas and be
Right.
here and there, and like that's which is fine. But it's like then these three hang out all the time. They live together, like their boyfriends are
They're
friends.
in the same building.
Everything, and it's like you don't just get to be part of that clique and then have nothing to do with it.
Agreed. You see they're coming out with a wine.
Yeah.
I bet it's good.
I'll try it.
Me too.
I'll give it a try.
All right. Well, my throat hurts sufficiently. I can't talk for the rest of the day. So we'll be back tomorrow. Thursday, we'll do a podcast-only episode before I leave for Mexico. And then Friday, Snitch is co-hosting with Jackie. And then Monday, as we said, Darren will be here recapping all things Andy's baby shower.
And there were not cameras there, to be confirmed.
Yes, he said on his radio show that there wasn't.
Which
saw
I am
that too.
glad because one, I feel like I saw everything
And people
on
act
Instagram.
differently when there's cameras
and
around.
two, yeah, it's like I saw it. I'm good. I feel satiated, and then when Darren comes, I'll get all the deets about who pays for what.
Thank you guys for tuning into the Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube at The Morning Toast. Feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. And then we're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts are listened to. Spotify works, iTunes works, CastBox works, all of them. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.